It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? Who knows what we're in store for here? And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason, it's all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
Here's Cairo Santos now, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And last year's rookie year, a bit of a mixed bag for the young signal caller out of Kentucky. Showed off plenty of tools, but was hurt in the preseason, and it took a little while to get going. But once he did, he showed exactly why the Titans wanted him. Toughness, leadership, and a big arm. The team rallied around him down the stretch.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. It'll wind up being a huge loss on the play, and that's going to be up a second and about a mile here. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. It'll be a pickup of 5, but they're still left with about a mile to go on third down. Boy, a tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. Fights loose.
Wrap up.
Still moving. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for fourth down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first down, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on fourth down. They'll run for it with Pollard. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. So they take a big, big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Cole Kmet, 29 yards. And the Bears are on the board here first in the season opener. So that, I might add, shows you the perils of going for it and not making it on fourth down. One play, touchdown.
Yeah, and I've got to put this on the man in charge, the head coach. He made the decision to go for it. To me, when punting was the only decision to make, and it backfired on him in a big way.
Santos with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. 7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last. They went for it on fourth. Get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. Levis now off of play action. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Levis to throw it. Flush to his right. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's a play to applaud because these RPOs, things happen so quickly. And that ball is out of the quarterback's hands fast. He read it.
Well, the ball's loose. Levis has it knocked free. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. They'll throw it again with Levis. Oh, it stays up. And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's what probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
To get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Back to throw, it's Levis. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. Chigakonkwo. 40 yards. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, there you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass of the new season.
Well, let's just go back to his rookie year because he's able to get his feet wet, right? Get a little bit of experience. Now I think here in year 2, the game will slow down for him, and we'll see his true talents come out.
Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2. Levis will try to throw for the 2. And he'll get in. And they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Fielded at the 33.
A very good punt, but a 16-yard return.
And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
One more go for this offense in the first half. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a late field goal here.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Levis to throw off play action.
Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this is caught inside the 5. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Calvin Ridley in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2.
The one final shot before the half. Here's Levis.
That's caught, but he is not going to make it into the end zone. They stop him short, so they'll add only 6 as we come up on halftime.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin with an AFC South matchup in Indianapolis as Houston is in town. And that game tied 21-all in the second quarter. A lot of offense there. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the Jaguars as that one's gone to halftime. Devon Achane, a force in that first half with 2 touchdown runs. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. George Pickens with a touchdown catch from Russell Wilson. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after that first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in Week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And the Bears offense set to go to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Credit the tackle for loss to Harold Landry.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Right back to Swift again on second down. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Credit the sack there to Arden Key.
This rookie was already being tested as he tries to lead a comeback here in the second half. Now he's got to get some momentum back after that sack and a big loss.
Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. This is Tony Pollard. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the off will come back out deep in their own territory.
The visitors' offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this third quarter.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter.
A beautiful fake.
Now he gets free up the left sideline. He's got a full head of steam. The race is on.
Touchdown! Tony Pollard, 97 yards, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went into the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Extra point up and good by Folk, and it's now 21-7. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, The goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter.
Let's go.
To the air, Williams. He'll find Swift out of the backfield.
He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down.
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Here we go. This is 4th down.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
The visitors' offense and running back Tony Pollard set to go back to work. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Pollard. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Now here's Pollard. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here, 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Pollard.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Tony Pollard, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive spanned 5 plays. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And they have had their problem moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 8. Williams loses the football, and he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
On for the extra point is Folk. It's up and good, and they're in control now, 35-7. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And that final kickoff concludes the ball game, partner. And one side, a really nice win in this one. They were good on offense and on defense.
And I'm guessing in the other locker room, partner, the head coach is just telling his team, hey, we didn't play well enough to keep it close enough where that one possession down the stretch might have given us an opportunity to win the game.
So for our visitors, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.